Gabby Hayes held his bitter grudges until the very end. Gabby Hayes was born George Francis Gabby Hayes, one of the most beloved figures in Western films, was born on May 7, 1885, in Stannards, New York, a small hamlet near Wellsville. His early life bore little resemblance to the rugged, frontier characters he would later portray on screen. Raised in a middle-class family, young George excelled in school and sports, particularly baseball. His parents encouraged him to pursue a professional career, and for a time, he worked in his father's hotel business. However, the allure of show business called to Hayes, leading him on a different path that would eventually cement his place in Hollywood history as one of its most iconic character actors. In his early 20s, Hayes was drawn to the world of vaudeville, a popular form of entertainment at the time. He left behind his stable life in New York and joined a traveling theater troupe, performing comedic sketches and musical numbers. It was during this time that he honed his comedic timing and learned the nuances of playing exaggerated characters, a skill that would serve him well in his future roles. Though initially hesitant about the unpredictable nature of an entertainment career, Hayes' charm and humor quickly won over audiences. His vaudeville experience taught him how to connect with people, and he developed a deep love for the stage. Transition to film and the creation of Gabby in the late 1920s. As vaudeville began to wane in popularity, Hayes found a new opportunity in the burgeoning film industry. He made his way to Hollywood, where he started landing small roles in silent films. At first, Hayes was cast in a variety of parts, from villains to side characters, but his big break came when he transitioned to talkies or sound films in the early 1930s. It was during this period that he began playing the grizzled sidekick in westerns, a role that would define his career. Hayes' on-screen persona, with his trademark bushy beard, floppy hat, and cantankerous attitude, became an instant hit. His character, often called Gabby, was the lovable yet ornery companion to the film's hero, typically a cowboy or lawman. Hayes' performances were notable for their balance of humor and heart. Though Gabby often grumbled and complained, his loyalty and bravery always shone through, making him a favorite among audiences. His catchphrases, delivered in a raspy voice, added to his unique charm. "Dern Tootin" and "Consarned" became synonymous with Hayes, and fans eagerly awaited his next film appearance. Throughout the 1930s and 1940s, Gabby Hayes became a staple of the Western genre, appearing in over 200 films. He formed lasting partnerships with some of the era's biggest stars, including Roy Rogers, John Wayne, and Gene Autry. Hayes played a critical role in these films, providing comic relief while also serving as a mentor and guide to the young, heroic cowboys. His chemistry with Roy Rogers, in particular, was legendary, and together they appeared in numerous films that defined the genre. In films like Sunset on the Desert, 1942, and Man from Cheyenne, 1942, Hayes' character acted as both a father figure and a source of wisdom, while still bringing levity to intense situations. His relationship with John Wayne was equally important, as Hayes appeared in several early John Wayne films, including Riders of Destiny, 1933, and Tall in the Saddle, 1944. His rugged, backcountry persona was the perfect foil to Wayne's stoic and heroic demeanor, and their scenes together often highlighted the bond between the Old West and the New, with Gabby representing the seasoned, weathered frontier spirit. By the mid-1940s, Gabby Hayes was not just a popular character actor, he had become a cultural icon. His image adorned movie posters, magazines, and even comic books, as children and adults alike found themselves drawn to the scruffy, wisecracking sidekick. Hayes' popularity reached its peak when he hosted his television show, The Gabby Hayes Show, in the early 1950s. The program featured Hayes introducing Western films and serials, often in character as Gabby, and offering his humorous commentary on the stories. It was a testament to his enduring appeal that even after decades in the business, audiences still clamored for more of his signature style. Hayes' influence extended beyond the silver screen. His character became a template for other Western sidekicks and comedic relief roles in Hollywood. The Gabby persona set a standard for gruff but lovable companions in Westerns, and his catchphrases and mannerisms were imitated by countless actors who followed in his footsteps. He was also a merchandising sensation, with Gabby Hayes branded toys, comic strips, and radio shows capturing the public's imagination. Despite his tough on-screen persona, George "Gabby" Hayes was known off-screen as a gentle and private man. He was devoted to his wife, Olive Ireland, whom he married in 1914. Their long-lasting marriage was a cornerstone of Hayes' personal life, and the couple remained inseparable until Olive's passing in 1957. Hayes never remarried, and after her death, he became increasingly reclusive, choosing to step away from the public eye. In 1949, at the height of his popularity, Hayes retired from acting, having amassed an impressive body of work. His decision to leave Hollywood surprised many, but Hayes was content with his legacy. He had grown tired of the grind of movie making and wanted to enjoy a quieter life, reflecting on the incredible journey he had experienced. Retirement allowed him to indulge in his hobbies, which included fishing and spending time in nature, far removed from the spotlight. Gabby Hayes held his bitter grudges until the very end with a difficult childhood. Gabby Hayes as being a tough guy on screen. Not in real life. He was labeled difficult and it stuck. No matter if it was or wasn't true. It happens to many people. Being given labels that are true or untrue. Does it matter if they don't like each other? Not really. We all work with people that we don't like. I witnessed some of the unpleasantness of Mr. Gabby Hayes. I was in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. Gabby Hayes pulled up with his wife in a station wagon. He got street parking. Lucky guy. Anyway, his wife just wanted to take in the ambiance and go into one of the fancy stores and look around, and I was shocked at how irritated he clearly was becoming with her seeming lack of purpose that early evening. I had no idea he was like that. She seemed very nice and just wanted to relax a bit. He just wanted to go home, it seems. Gabby Hayes never forgave herself and was self-destructive before his death at 83. Following his wife's death on July 5, 1957, Hayes lived in and managed a 10-unit apartment building he owned in North Hollywood, California. Gabby Hayes is said to have been ill since his wife died. Early in 1969, he entered St. Joseph Hospital in Burbank, California, for treatment of cardiovascular disease. Gabby Hayes passed away on February 9, 1969, at the age of 83, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most iconic figures in Western cinema. He is interred in the Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Cemetery in Los Angeles. His contributions to the genre were not just in the number of films he appeared in but in the character archetype he helped create. Gabby Hayes represented the heart and soul of the Old West, gritty, resilient, and full of homespun wisdom. Even decades after his death, Hayes' influence can still be felt in modern westerns and popular culture. Characters modeled after Gabby continue to appear in films and television, proving the lasting power of his portrayal. Fans of classic cinema remember him with great fondness, and Western film festivals often feature tributes to his work. In 1975, Hayes was posthumously inducted into the Western Performers Hall of Fame at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, a fitting recognition of his lasting impact on the genre. His star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame serves as a reminder of the joy he brought to audiences throughout his career. In the pantheon of Western cinema, Gabby Hayes will always stand tall, not as the hero riding into the sunset, but as the trusty sidekick who was always there when needed, adding depth, warmth, and humor to the stories that shaped the American West in film.